Hi everyone, it's Katrina. Our relationship with horses goes back thousands of years, from Viking war horses to the strongest and most powerful breeds that can help us pull barges through canals. Here are 9 of the world's largest living horse breeds. Number 9. The Fjord. The Fjord is perhaps the smallest horse that I'm going to tell you about, but it's one of the world's strongest and oldest breeds. They are similar to the horses painted on Ice Age cave walls some 30,000 years ago. The ancestor of the Fjord migrated to Norway some 4,000 years ago. They have been around a long time and were domesticated around 2000 BC. Archaeologists have found that the Vikings and their ancestors selectively bred the modern fjord population for some 2,000 years. The fjord is believed to be related to the Przewalski and is one of the few breeds with the same coloring. The Vikings used the fjord as their primary war mount, so as they expanded, they took their horses with them when they could. Historians assume that they affected the breeds of other horses, especially the ponies of Great Britain and Iceland. The modern fjord retains the same dun coloring of its predecessors, as well as some minor zebra-looking stripes on its legs and a dorsal stripe along its back. About 90% of the breed have this coloring. The other 10% can vary from gray to red to white. Its mane is incredibly unique, with dark hair in the center and white on the outside. Pretty cool, huh? Horses are measured in hands. There are 4 inches to a hand, and the measurement spans from the hoof to the shoulder. Adult fjord horses typically range between 13.2 and 14.2 hands high and weigh between 900 and 1,200 pounds. Its war days are long over. The fjord was used for heavy farm work for hundreds of years, such as plowing and pulling timber. Today, it's mostly used as a harness horse and for riding. They are known for being friendly, dependable, and strong. They are used a lot in riding schools and riding for handicapped programs. Number 8. Dole. Also from Norway, the Dole Gudbrandsdal, or Dole for short, is a Norwegian draft harness and riding horse that was originally used as a pack horse and for transporting heavy goods. They are believed to be a descendant of the Frisian people who traded with northern England during the 9th to 11th centuries AD. This is how the breed lasted for so long and also greatly influenced horses in the UK. Over the years, the breed has been infused with Arabian, thoroughbred, and other non-draft bloodlines for the sake of transforming its original shape and size to create new horses, like the Sokolsky horse. As a result, the average Dole stands at a maximum of 16 hands and weighs up to 1,500 pounds. It's a compact, strong horse. Doles are tested based on their strength and agility before being added to the stud book, and x-rays are performed on lighter horses to ensure that they are not defective. Measures like these help to continuously improve the breed. The Dole was used extensively until the end of World War II, but like many other draft horses, it declined with the onset of modern farming technology, although it continued being bred as its purpose shifted toward harness racing and other activities. They are known for their intelligence, strength, power, and beauty. Number 7. Russian Heavy Draft. The Russian Heavy Draft horse was developed starting in the second half of the 19th century by systematically crossing various breeds, including the Percheron, Orloff Trotter, and Belgian Ardennes. It was officially registered as a breed in 1952 and had a huge influence in agricultural horses in general. Before it was officially registered, it was used to pull carts and farm equipment for many years. On average, the Russian Heavy Draft horse stands between 14 and 15 hands and weighs between 1,500 and 1,800 pounds. That's around the same as a saltwater crocodile, and they are just going to get heavier from here. It's the shortest draft horse among similar breeds that were developed around the same time, but it is extremely powerful. The horse's short legs and muscular build work to its advantage by giving it excellent traction and weight-pulling abilities. Like I mentioned, it was originally bred for agricultural draft work, but today it is mostly kept for its high milk yield. The milk is used in the production of a fermented beverage called kumis, which is popular among cultures of the Central Asian steppes, such as the Kazakhs, Bashkirs, Kyrgyz, Mongols, and others. Leo Tolstoy and Alexander Pushkin mentioned this drink, and it is believed to stimulate the appetite, improve digestion, and increase immunity to disease. Number 6. Dutch Draft. The relatively new Dutch draft horse was developed in the Netherlands after World War I for heavy draft and farm work and was originally a crossbreed between local Zeeland draft mares, Belgian draft horses, and the Ardennais breed. Only horses with 2 registered parents are admitted into the breed's stud book, a policy that has been in place since 1925. The Dutch draft horse was an incredibly important breed in the Netherlands until after World War II, when mechanical farm equipment largely replaced horses. In 2009, the breed hit a population low of just 1,424. Today, the Dutch draft horse is still sometimes used for work, such as farming and pulling boats as well as riding, but its current population status is unknown. On average, males stand at around 16 hands and weigh around 1,650 pounds. Females are slightly smaller. Both have muscular builds and are capable of performing heavy-duty work for extended time periods. The Dutch draft horse is a quiet breed that is known for its slow movements, as well as its ability to pick up a lively pace when necessary or when instructed to do so. Number 5. American Cream. The American Cream draft horse was developed in Iowa. It's one of the world's rarest breeds and is the only U.S.-developed draft horse that still exists. There are thought to be less than 1,000 left worldwide. Like its name suggests, colors vary from pale cream to a rich golden color with a white mane and tail. The skin is pink and eyes can be almost white in a full, but will darken to amber. The breed was developed in the early 20th century, and its existence was threatened shortly thereafter by both the Great Depression and the mechanization of farm equipment that occurred mid-century, like most of these horses. For several decades, the American Cream Registry became inactive and was finally reactivated in 1982. Population numbers are still considered critical, but thanks to dedicated breeders, the breed is slowly recovering. Males are typically more than 16 hands tall and weigh at least 1,800 pounds. Mares are slightly smaller, standing between 15 and 16 hands and weighing around 1,600 pounds. Still not too shabby. The American Cream draft horse is best known for its distinctive cream-colored coat, which is caused by the champagne gene. Purebred foals who are darker than the desired range of shades are not entered into the main registry. Instead, they're put into an appendix registry along with half-bred cream draft horses and are sometimes used for strengthening the breed's genes. The most famous American Cream draft horses are said to be those that live in colonial Williamsburg, Virginia, where there's a breeding program and where they're used for wagon and carriage rides. Have you ever seen them? Let me know in the comments below. Number 4. Shire. The Shire is a massive and incredibly strong English draft horse used for heavy-duty work. It's also featured in competitions called pulling exhibitions, which involve towing heavy weights, just like they were used for in the past when they used to tow barges through canals as well as carts. Today, they are considered the largest of all the draft horse breeds. Several members of the breed have held world records for height and size, including Samson, the biggest and tallest horse ever recorded. Samson was born in England in 1846, and by the time he was 4 years old, he measured 21 hands and 2.5 inches, or around 7.2 feet, and weighed 3,360 pounds. In 2008, a Shire from Australia named Luscombe Nodram, or Noddy, made headlines for possibly being the world's tallest living horse. Noddy was 20.1 hands and weighed 2,866 pounds. He was just a smidge taller than the previous year's record holder, a Shire from Tennessee named Jensen's Diplomat Tina, who measured 20 hands. Number 3. The Clydesdale. The Clydesdale is a powerful draft horse that originated in Clydesdale County, Scotland. Today, the breed is perhaps best known for its appearances in Budweiser commercials. Clydesdales are also famous for the extensive feathering on their lower legs and white markings that frequently appear on their legs and noses. Until the 1920s and 30s, the Clydesdale was heavy but smaller than it is today, and more compact than horses like the Percheron, Shire, and Belgian. It was deliberately bred with other draft horses and improved into the taller version it exists as today, standing between 16 and 18 hands on average. In late 2009, a 3,000-pound Clydesdale from Texas named Remington nabbed the world record title as the world's tallest living horse. He measured just over 20 hands without shoes on. The same year, Shireen Thompson of Ontario set out to prove that her Clydesdale Poe was the world record setter for the tallest horse alive. According to Thompson, Poe stood at an astounding 20.2 hands. For some reason, however, the 3,000-pound gelding did not receive the title. Perhaps his owner mismeasured? Number 2. The Percheron. Percherons are praised for their power and strength, as well as their gentle and easygoing nature. The breed was developed in France's Normandy region, where it's still bred today at the Le Pont National Stud Breeding Farm, and may have originally been a cross between the large Flemish draft and Barb breeds. They are famous for their intelligence and willingness to work. Around 1760, breeders at Le Pont introduced Arabian bloodlines to the Percheron to add hardiness and refinement. The French government further developed the Percheron for cavalry use during the 1800s. On average, Percherons measure between 15 and 19 hands and weigh up to 2,600 pounds, but some Percherons have far exceeded these norms. One of the largest ever horses was a Percheron named Morocco, who lived during the early 20th century. He stood at 21.2 hands and weighed 2,835 pounds. Another massive Percheron was King Laguerre, owned by Dr. L.D. Laguerre of St. Louis, Missouri. He was roughly 21 hands tall and weighed 2,995 pounds. Number 1. The Belgian Draft. The Belgian draft horse, also called the Brabant, is one of the world's oldest living horse breeds. It's used for riding, agriculture, and as a show horse. It's one of the most popular draft horse breeds in the United States and is neither endangered or rare, unlike some of the other breeds I told you about. In fact, there are thought to be over 100,000 Belgians in existence worldwide. The world's current tallest living horse is an 18-year-old Belgian gelding from Wisconsin named Big Jake. He stands at 20.275 hands high and weighs 2,600 pounds. Big Jake is especially tall for his breed, as the average height for a Belgian is between 16 and 17 hands. He eats twice the amount of food as a typical-sized Belgian draft horse. A Belgian gelding from Texas named Radar held the Guinness title for the tallest horse alive from 2004 to 2007. Radar measured 19.9 hands and weighed over 2,300 pounds. Thanks for watching! Weren't all of these horses beautiful? Which one is your favorite? Have you ever been around any of these? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.